So every year, me and my dad, we have this tradition where we make this traditional Puerto Rican drink called Coquito. Now, Coquito is just pretty much Puerto Rican eggnog, but it's the alcoholic form. You can find it pretty much in any Puerto Rican household during the holidays. So since it is around the holidays, I figure I demonstrate to you guys how to make Coquito. Now, in doing so, I'm going to tell you things you need, the steps to do it, and some helpful tips in making Coquito. Now, there are some special ingredients when making Coquito. You need ice, sweet condensed milk, evaporated milk, leche de coco, crema de coco, this is all that stuff right here. Leche de coco and crema de coco is pretty much coconut milk and coconut cream. You need some cinnamon and some eggnog. Now, some optional ingredients, well, obviously it's rum. Well, due to the fact that I can't bring rum into the classroom and serve you guys all rum, I'm gonna make the virgin one today, but rum is an optional one when you're making it at home. Instead of eggnog, the traditional way to make Coquito was to actually bisque up the eggs and boil them or whatever, and add vanilla and nutmeg. But the way me and my dad make it is just with eggnog. You could also add cinnamon sticks at the end, like to make it like a tropical appearance. And then you can use also Bacardi bottle to put the Coquito in when you're done. But any container is good. So now that I showed you the ingredients you need, I'm gonna demonstrate the steps in making Coquito. You need also a blender, some cups, obviously when you're serving it. You need a can opener and you need a spoon. The spoon is to get all the thick stuff out of these cans. So now I'm gonna show you how to do it. The first step I like to do is to put the ice in first. And that's solely because if you put it in last, it just makes a mess and you can run the risk of overflowing the blender. So I like to put the ice in first, and then the next step I like to do is opening up the actual cans. And when you're opening these up, when you're using the can opener, you have to be careful because they're metal. And if you open it up with your finger, you can actually cut yourself. So I like to just take the spoon and just peel it back and then pour it in. With what? Okay. So after you get all that stuff in, you open up the next one. And the same thing, like I said with the last one, just be careful, be cognizant of the metal so you don't cut yourself. So you just pretty much take the spoon, peel it back, and put it in. Now these other two are easier because they have a thing you could actually peel back. But I mean, you can still cut yourself if you're not paying attention, but they're a lot easier to take off. So, and now you need the spoon to get all that good stuff out and get all that thick stuff in it, and just, there you go. And then the same thing with the next can too. This one's easier. This one is a lot more liquidy, so you just dump it in. So now that we got those in, what I like to do next is actually crush up the ice. And then blend it up a little bit. So once I got all that stuff pretty much blended up, I do it in steps because this way at the end it's not all you're not getting too much strong taste of one or strong taste of the other. So then your next step is to put the eggnog in, and you don't need so much eggnog now because you're not using the Bacardi. So you pretty much just fill it up and leave some room for the cinnamon. So now that we got that in there, like I said, I like to blend it up step by step. So I'm just gonna blend this real quick. And I'm gonna try and crush the ice a little bit more. And it's a very thick drink, so that's kind of why it's like the blender sounds like that. So now the last step is to add the cinnamon. Now I'm not I don't really like a lot of cinnamon, but it's like solely like on what your preference is. So you could just like add more cinnamon, add less cinnamon. It doesn't really matter. So I'm just gonna put a little cinnamon in because I don't really like it too much. And that's it. That's about good. And I'm gonna blend it up one more time. Hopefully it doesn't overflow on me. All right, and after that, you could just pretty much take the top off and serve to your guest. Now, it's served in little cups typically because there's Bacardi in it, and when you add Bacardi, you get like a strong Bacardi taste because Puerto Ricans like to add a lot of Bacardi into it. I know because my dad makes it strong. So it's like typically served in small glasses, so you're not getting an overpowering Bacardi taste. So now that I've told you guys, the ingredients you need to make Bacardi and Coquito, the steps to make it, and some helpful tips, I hope you guys go home and serve it to your friends and family.